Hey, this is Jared Dees from the religionteacher.com. Job, not pronounced Job, but Job is a book in the Old Testament referring to a person named Job that the book is about. And the story that it includes about his life, it's about a good man who has a bad life. Not originally. Originally, he was blessed by God, but as the story begins, Satan and God are conversing, and Satan essentially challenges God to make bad things happen to Job and see what happens. Like, how can Job be a good man? How can he be loyal to you if bad things happen to him? And so the story is essentially dealing with that question of why do bad things happen to good people? And Job is a great example of that. And during the course of the story, he starts to ask, why me? And so many of us can relate to that question, right? So many of us can relate to why do bad things happen? How could a good God do that to us? And as the story goes on, and there's some wonderful wrestling with this question, it comes down to God is greater than man. Essentially, God talks to Job and says, were you there when I created the universe? And Job basically comes to this realization of his own insignificance, of his own connection to God as so small compared to who the Lord is. And that's why in the epilogue of the story, which may have been added later, it talks about God rewarding him, restoring the good things that were taken away. So it's a story, and Job, most likely, many could say that he was based on an actual person and who struggled with this question. And essentially, the story in the life of this Job in the Old Testament helps us understand ourselves why bad things happen to good people. And there's no real answer to that question. There's no justification of why me. But we can find some hope, some solace in knowing that God is so much greater. God is so much wiser. God is so much above who we are. Who are we to question what happens to us? Who are we to question the way that the world is? And so the life of Job helps us to be able to enter into that big question and in some ways find hope in the Lord's goodness, in the Lord's plan, in the Lord's love for us. Go make disciples. God bless.